Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this broadcast. Oh, sorry, 1 second. I have to put myself into my own party. 1 second. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this broadcast of Slipstream Racing. This is the gold tier. This will be round number 2 that will be taking place around the Las Vegas Strip Circuit. My name is Kema, and I'd like to thank you for tuning into this broadcast. And just before I go any further, because I had that little hiccup, I'm just going to make sure that the audio is good. So I will be back in 1 second. Okay, yes, so it does seem like the audio is coming through loud and clear. So we are here for round number 2 for the gold tier, and just coming off of the back of last week's race that took place around Australia that had, I believe it was 4 safety cars that had to come out during that race because there were numerous, I don't know if I would say incidences, because there may have just been, maybe we'll just call them mistakes that took place where there was debris on the track and the safety car had to be called out. I am not sure if there were any particular collisions that took place that made a safety car come out from last week's race. Maybe just the one that may have involved, I believe it was the Ferrari driver of Vril Docks. But I believe the other 3 were ones that were just more so damage and debris related. However, coming off of the back of that race, I will go through the results for that race. So coming in first for that race was Miao Slurke of the Alfa Romeo team, with Lan Sharkey of the Mercedes team finishing in second place. And I believe Lan Sharkey will not be participating in this round today, which is unfortunate. However, he did finish second last week. You had Trent of the Williams team, who finished in third. The Yuppie, who, let me just make sure, is the Yuppie a full-time driver? I don't believe he is. He is not. So the reserve driver of the Yuppie was the one who finished in fourth place for that race. You had Tarzan of the AlphaTauri team finishing fifth, Korea Senpei finishing in sixth, Timmy P5 finishing in seventh. We had William, SSR William of the Alfa Romeo team finishing in eighth. And then I believe here it's where Wolves jumped from 13th to 9th due to track limit warnings being taken off of his race director. So that took off 6 seconds worth of penalties from his finishing time. So that allowed him to jump up to 9th place. And then rounding at the top 10 would be Twisted Jack of the Haas team. So those were the top 10 finishers from last week's race, and it does look like we have everybody into the lobby, so we are going to get ourselves underway relatively shortly. And actually, I guess it's a top 15 drivers who finish with points, so I'll actually go through 11 through 15. So it would be Hartley, who finished in 11th, Goodwill, who finished in 12th, Vril Docks 13th, Thug Hughes 14th, and then Jazz would be the one that finished in 15th. However, he DNF'd before you are, I guess, classified for the race, before the percentage of the race completed, before you're classified. So he did not score any points. No, he did not. So, yep, it's only 14 drivers so far who have scored points this season and or who scored points in the first race of the season around Australia. So for this race, it looks like we have 16 drivers who will be attending, and we're just heading into the qualifying session, the short qualifying session, which will be 18 minutes for the drivers to try and set the fastest lap in order to get pole position and to start first on the grid for the race, which I do believe is 25 laps. If I do remember correctly, I think it is 25 laps. So we will see who will be the first driver onto the circuit, which I am not hearing any car engines at the moment, which makes me wonder, is there a possibility for rain? Maybe some of these drivers. Oh, I do see an Alfa Romeo who is coming onto the track, so we'll see who that is. So the first driver out on track is SSR William of the Alfa Romeo team. So the first driver out on track is SSR William, Season 6 Drivers Champion, which coming into last week's race, Season 7, race number 1, it was not a particularly good outing for the previous season's Drivers Championship winner of SSR William, as he did finish in 8th place. So known to be a very quick driver is SSR Williams, so he will be looking to have a much better performance this time around. As we're watching SSR Williams go through this will be the final turn as he is about to start his first flying lap. So it's DRS wide open for the Alfa Romeo driver of SSR Williams. And just as he makes his way around this circuit for this flying lap, I have actually, as we have yellow flags in Sector 1, I believe an AlphaTauri has had a little bit of a moment, and that AlphaTauri driver would be Davey. Oh, and it looks like we have another driver who has joined in. Oh, I think it's our RK Lawrence has joined the session. So we will see what the reserve driver who is driving for the Red Bull team today, what he will be able to do. So a bit of a tap on the wall on the right side there, but that shouldn't cause any issue for Williams. So coming to the line, it is a 132.049 for the Alfa Romeo driver to put him in provisional pole position. Now we're riding on board with Korea Senpei. See what he sets. It is a 133.992 to put himself into second place. Next is a Ferrari that is coming across the line. That would be Vril Dox, and he is actually on an outlap. Now riding on board with Timmy of the Haas team. The foot to the floor, coming to the line, and it is a 1:33.890 to put himself into second place. There was a McLaren that just crossed the line. That would be Doug Hughes, who goes into second with a 1:32.516. Behind him was Wolves, who set a 1:33.921, now drops to fifth place, as Trent set a 1:32.669 to put himself into third place. So there was a Haas that just crossed the line, set a 1:36.248 to go into ninth. That would be PPR Mike. And then there are some drivers who are behind. Moist Towlet is now on his lap. Now riding on board with Meow Slayer K of the Alfa Romeo team, goes into first place. Provisional pole with a 1:31.702 for the Alfa Romeo driver. So the Yuppie is into the pits, so is William. We'll see. The Ferrari driver behind him, which is, Real Docs, currently on a flying lap. So we'll see how the Ferrari driver does us. It is now just a foot to the floor for the Ferrari driver coming up to the start-finish line, and it is a 1:34.086, puts himself into ninth place. Behind him is a McLaren. Is Kirasente heading into the pits. Doug Hughes also going into the pits. Wolves behind him going into the pits. I'm not sure if Twisted Jack is on a lap. Nope. Heading into the pits is the Ferrari driver. Behind him is Trent heading into the pits as well. As well is Cash Gaming of the Alpine team. Next is RRK Lawrence, who invalidated his lap time. Although that may have been an outlap, so I guess I'll be going on board with him relatively shortly to see. No, I don't believe Meow Slurke would be on a on a flying lap. So Nico John is currently on an out lap. Behind him is a Ferrari driver of Brill Dots, who did not open DRS, so that would mean that he is more than likely on an in lap. So we'll ride on board with RRK Lawrence of the Red Bull team, which he is not deploying any of his battery at the moment. So I am not sure if the Red Bull Reserve is actually on a flying lap. So we'll see. I'll see. There should be a driver. I believe it's Nico John who should be on the flying lap. Yep. So we're right on board with the Aston Martin driver. During this time that we're on board with Nico John, I did quite a few laps over the past 2 days. I would probably say it was definitely over 100 laps. It might be closer to 200 laps I've done over the past 2 days in preparation for the Platinum race on Tuesday, which will be taking place around here, the Las Vegas Strip circuit. And as I was doing my laps, because I haven't done many laps of this circuit, I believe the first laps I ever did was in December. And I think I did in December, and I did a bit in February as we're riding on board with Nico John, coming through this short, twisty section. And then it's going to be foot to the floor for the Aston Martin driver. And I'm not sure if he's actually reserving for this race. I'm going to have to check that and see. But it is a 1:34.068 for the Aston Martin driver of Nico John. My assumption, I'm going to see if I can find RK Lawrence. Yeah, he might just be doing some warm-up laps to get himself acclimatized to this circuit. So yeah, as I was saying, I was doing, or sorry, in February was the last time that I drove around this circuit, and then since then I haven't done many laps, which I don't really know the circuit that well in all honesty, so I had to put in quite a bit of time. But this circuit really does remind me, it's almost like a mixture of, I find it's like a mixture of Saudi Arabia or Jeddah, Azerbaijan, and Miami. That's kind of what I boiled this circuit down to. So if I want to speak on those three circuits as far as preference is concerned, as well, we'll actually ride on board with the Yuppie. It does seem like he is on a flying lap as it is as, ooh, Twisted Jack gets a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Trent H. So the Yuppie comes to the line, sets a 134.791 to put himself into 13th place. We'll see if there are any other drivers. So that would not be a flying lap for Nico John. It does look like Wolves is on a flying lap, so we're right on board with him. So yeah, as far as those three circuits are concerned, as far as preference is concerned, it is an improvement of nearly 4/10 for Wolves, sets a 133.526 to put himself into 5th place. Azerbaijan, a circuit that I am fond of. Jeddah is a circuit that I like as well. And then Miami, I am not too fond of, and I've actually never done a league race on that circuit. So that is what I, in essence, boiled this track down to. A mixture of those three circuits. So we have 6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this qualifying session. We'll see if anyone is on a flying lap. I do believe that William is, and is a slight improvement of 25 thousandths. Still has him in 2nd place, as I do believe Timmy just finished a lap, yes, and put himself into 5th with a 133.312. It was an improvement in time, so I do think that he did jump to that position. Now riding on board with Cash Gaming, sets a 133.753 to put himself into 7th place. Colin Edwards sets a 132.821 to put himself into 5th place. As I believe I just saw Nico John jump to place as well. So jump to 6th with a 133.310. Moist Towlet is on a out lap, just starting his lap. Wolves is coming into the pits. I do believe Davey is deploying battery, so we'll ride on board with the AlphaTauri driver. But nope, it's going to be diving into the pit, so we'll see. SSR William should be on a slow lap. Cash does not have enough battery to be on a lap. So let us see, is anybody on a lap? It doesn't seem like it. So we'll ride on board with Moist Towlet, as it did say that he was going nearly 3 times faster than his fastest time. So we'll see. It's going a bit wide through that turn was Moist Towlet, and then it just said that Despy has joined. So the grid is starting to fill up during this qualifying session, and there are approximately 4 minutes and 40 seconds left. So that is going to give the driver who just joined approximately 4 minutes to be able to hopefully go out for one lap and set a lap. So up to the line is Moist Towlet, jumps 1 place, setting a 134.359. So we have the Yuppie of the Mercedes team into the pits, and there's only 3 cars on track right now. So Lawrence is on an outlap and on a new set of tires. So yeah, deploying battery as well. So it does look like Lawrence is on a flying lap as it is right now. That's having a bit of an oversteer moment there. However, ooh, doing a good job to catch the car, but the car just not gripping up at the moment for Lawrence. As I did see some drivers who got out of the session, so I'm going to make sure this time that I do send them invites, but I think Despy was one of them, and I do not have him. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just gonna have to jump out to see if I can get some of these people back in. Okay, so hopefully that works out for Despy, and I'll see if there's anybody else. Yep, so hopefully Despy can get himself back into the lobby. Looks like Lawrence has invalidated this lap as well. So I do not think he will have enough time. No, he will not have enough time to set another lap. So it looks like Lawrence is going to be starting from no higher than 17th place. As it does say that Mike is on the improvement, which he was. So jumps to 12th with a 134.305. So we'll see who is heading the field as far as these final outlaps, as I do believe all of these drivers are on, but it does look like Moist Howlett is on a lap as it is. So we'll ride on board with the Red Bull driver and see how he fares going through these final few turns. So we currently have 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this qualifying session. And it's currently both Alfa Romeo drivers are actually at the top, with Miasler K and William 1, 2, and then Thug Hughes rounding out the top 3. Moist Howlett is coming into the pit. So we'll ride on board with SSR William, who is currently in 2nd place. So we'll see if he can find those just over 3/10 to put himself onto pole position. Going to be foot to the floor for the Alfa Romeo driver of William. DRS wide open as well. As unfortunately, oh no, I can see the speed that he is going, so we'll see what speed that he gets to before he brakes. Looks like it is 357 kilometers per hour. So this qualifying session is over. Miasler K wasn't able to get to the line to be able to set another lap. So let us see what it is that William is gonna set. It's pole position by 1,000 for William. Oh my goodness. That is incredible. Well done by William. Pipping his teammate by 1,000th of a second. So now riding on board with Nico John, this is going to be an improvement as well. Jumps to 6th with a 132.963. Behind him is SSR Davey of the AlphaTauri team. And it is going to be an improvement based off of the time. Jumps to 10th with a 133.781. Well done by Davey. Ooh, that's the Yuppie. Gets himself a 5-place grid penalty. Lawrence is into the pits. I did see there was a blue car that jumped. It might have been Colin Edwards. So I think Colin Edwards did jump to third place. I believe so. Twisted Jack is into the pits. Doug Hughes is on the lap and is improving. This may be third place for Doug Hughes. Yes, it is. A 132.012 for the McLaren reserve driver. So Meowsler K is not on a lap. So there you have it. It is SSR William pipping his teammate by 1,000th of a second to get that pole position and start first for this, what I believe is 25 laps around this Las Vegas circuit. So I'll go through the starting order for this race. So it'll be SSR on pole, or sorry, SSR William on pole position with a 131.701, pipping his teammate by 1,000th of a second. That being Meow Slayer K, who will be starting in second place. We have Doug Hughes starting in third, Colin Edwards in fourth, Trent H fifth, Nico John sixth, Timmy in seventh, Wolves in eighth, Cash in ninth, Davey 10th, Korea in 11th, Brildox 12th, PPR Mike in 13th, Moist Howlett 14th, Twisted Jack 15th, The Yuppie 16th, Lawrence in 17th, and rounding out the field is Despy, who will be starting in 18th position. So we're just waiting for the drivers to get their strategies, or yes, their race strategies and fuel loads put together, and then they will be lining up on the grid for this race, and there should be a short pause before the drivers line up onto the grid. So I will just take a short pause for the time being, and then I'll be back as soon as the countdown for the red lights commences. So it's 3, 4, and 5 red lights. And we are underway for this 25-lap race around the Las Vegas Strip circuit. And SSR William has gotten himself a very good start on the hard tires as well. So good start for both Alfa Romeo drivers as it is. Looks like Trent is not faring well as we have yellow flags and the Yuppie is out. And we have a safety car already. It seems as if we are having a bit of a repetition as far as last week's race is concerned, and PPR Mike gets himself a 5-second time penalty for a collision with Despy. So he's going to have to serve that during his next pit stop. But just as was with last week's race, we have a safety car on lap 1. So as you can see there, it is William of the Alfa Romeo team. We'll actually see the position changes as, the top 8 are still in the positions that they started in. That's quite interesting. We're right on board to see if anybody is heading into the pits. We'll see if any of these drivers who may be on the soft tires, I am wondering if they will be ditching them at this point. So Cash is continuing, Trent continuing as well. Any drivers with damage, PPR Mike is heading into the pits, so, and gets himself a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So as he's going to be serving a 5-second time penalty, he has added another 5 seconds to his penalty sheet. It's a new front wing for PPR Mike as well as Korea Senpei. And will it be? No. So it's just hard tires going on to the Aston Martin driver of Despy. Or Despy's car, I should say. So going through the position changes for the race. So top 8 still staying in their positions that they started the race in, that being SSR William, Meowslayer K, Doug Hughes, Colin Edwards, Nico John, Timmy Wolves, and Cash Gaming. And then making up 1 position is Trent of the Williams team. Making up 4 positions is the reserve driver of Lawrence, who is currently in 10th place. We have Davey, who has dropped 2 positions from the start, currently in 11th place. Moist Howlett has made up 1 position, currently in 12th. Grill Docs has made up 2 positions, currently in 13th. Twisted Jack has made up 3 positions, currently in 14th. Korea Senpei has dropped 4 positions, currently in 15th. Despy of the Aston Martin team has stayed in the same position, currently in 16th, and then PPR Mike has dropped 5 positions, currently in 17th place. Now, one thing I do want to look up is Despy. Yes, Despy is a full-time driver for the Aston Martin team, so that is that. And then so yes, Nico John is the reserve for the Aston Martin team, and Kaj would be, yes, the reserve for the Alpine team. So we're currently on lap 3 of 25 under safety car conditions. Safety car being brought out after, I believe, a sector and a half of racing, or maybe just even a sector and a quarter, something. Just over 1 sector of racing, and the safety car is out, and it is shades of last week's Round one race around Australia. Hopefully, after the safety car period has ended, we can get racing and the racing will be up to standard and not necessitating any more safety cars. All right, so race control has determined that the safety car will be coming in this lap, and I did see that Korea Senpei did leave. However, he has now joined back. That was quite quick, so thankfully this week I am on it in comparison to last week where I was unfortunately sleeping, and I believe it was Davey that needed to be brought back into the lobby, but it looks like SSR William has pulled the trigger and he is away, gotten himself a good start in comparison to his teammate behind him, and that is quite a lockup for Meowslayer K, but he is able to keep control of his car. It does look like I did see an overtake. I believe Timmy did overtake Nico John to go up into 5th place. We'll ride on board with Lawrence as he is making his way past Cash Gaming to go up into 9th place. So Moist Howlett was quite close to the back of Viral Docs for a second there. However, he will have to stay slotted in 13th place. Now riding on board with Wolves, and he has the speed to come up beside and now pass Nico John to go up into 6th place as we have yellow flags. I believe that's Meowslayer K. May have made a mistake and dropped 3 positions down to 5th. We have Trent making his way past Nico John to go up into 7th, and following behind him is the reserve driver of Lawrence, as looks like Wolves has made his way past Timmy to go up into 5th place. So we'll ride on board with Lawrence to see if we can get a good visual of what is going on up ahead, as Timmy is quite close to the back. Who is into the pits? Yeah, it's Meow. So Meow must have made a critical error, as now we see Trent making his way past Timmy to go up into 5th. Wolves has himself a slide. That is going to promote Trent up into 4th place. So Trent is making moves very quickly. Now riding on board with Lawrence. Lawrence is following Trent, making moves, and that is a huge lunge. And that has caused Wolves is out, and it is another safety car. Ooh, something has happened. Looks like Colin Edwards has made a mistake. Trent is now in 3rd place. And I did hear some type of contact was made behind, I think due to everybody checking up. So Wolves, unfortunately, due to that contact, that took place with Lawrence, may have been enough force to put him into the wall, and that is his race over, and we are under safety car conditions once again. So, looking at the tires, I am assuming Trent did get off to a good start, but these safety cars are unfortunate. It is going to help him later on in the race with him making a stop. SSR William is into the pit. So it's like Hughes. Wait a minute. So Timmy has decided to go through, as well as Cash, who is on the sauce. So there are some interesting decisions being made. Twisted Jack, he's on the hard, so it makes sense for him to stay out. And this might actually play in his favor, as he started this race in 17th. So if he is able to have just solid pace with these hard tires, he's going to need to make one more pit stop. Likely, I'm going to assume it's going to be onto a set of soft tires. Hopefully, I'm not sure if he has a new set left. Even if it is a used set, he may still be able to get away with that. But Twisted Jack may be in a very good position at the moment, as well as Despy, who started in 16th place, so one position ahead of Twisted Jack. So for both of them, having Korea, who's on the softs, behind them, and then PPR Mike on the mediums behind Korea, they may be able to have a slight advantage due to being able to stay out during these safety cars being on the harder compound of tires. We'll see. I need to make a mental note of that. We'll see if Twisted Jack and Despy are able to take advantage later on in the race. As it is right now, it is Timmy who is leading the field behind the safety car. We are currently on lap 6 of 25. So we are currently on lap 7 of 25 under safety car conditions. I do think I saw an overtake that took place, but I am not sure if it was something that was warranted or not. Albeit you can, as was something I stated about, I believe it was a week-ish ago, where I stated that you can go off the circuit as Korea Senpai is out. What has happened to Korea? Davey has gone into the back of Cash. I am not sure what is happening. So the safety car is coming in this lap. It's going to be Timmy who will lead the drivers off at the end of this lap 7 to begin lap 8 as he crosses the start-finish line. We'll see when the Haas driver will take place, as he already has the overtake on before he now started to accelerate. That's impressive that he wasn't able, or he didn't spin out doing that. That is quite interesting. A good jump by Timmy. Looks like PPR Mike has not gotten himself a good start. That is William making his way past, as well as the reserve driver of Doug Hughes in the McLaren car. Now we'll see if Trent, yes, on the battery, making his way past alongside PPR Mike and making his way past, just past, not making any contact with the Haas driver. As I did not see Lawrence sneak past to go up into 7th place. That was quite interesting. So PPR Mike is falling down the field, and I'm not sure. I do believe I saw that he struck the wall as well, so I'm not sure if he may have sustained damage. Now riding on board with William. Twisted has gone wide. And that is going to cost him a few positions as we have yellow flags. Looks like Davey has had himself a bit of an error. We are nearly 4 wide going down the straight. These drivers are going to have to be very careful riding on board with Colin Edwards to get a good visual of what is taking place. Colin Edwards did a good job braking as the Ferrari driver Twisted. And Twisted is out, and we have another safety car. So Timmy has decided to go into the pits. Well timed by him. He should be going on to the hard tires. That should be able to take him to the end. We'll see if there are any other drivers who will pit. So PPR Mike is into the pits. We will see. Oh, serving his 5-second time penalty as well. So that is advantageous for the Haas driver, putting on a set of medium tires. So we are currently on lap number 9 of 25. This is actually going to be going into lap, I believe, 10. Yes, lap 10 of 25. It looks like Despy is into the pits. It's going to be a new set of medium tires for the Aston Martin driver of Despy. So everyone is on either medium or hard tires at the moment. It's just, I don't know. This is what? Safety car number 7. This is, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I hope. I mean, hold on. I believe I stated at the end of the the stream last week. I said that Las Vegas is a circuit that is breeding grounds for safety cars. And I haven't even driven a league race around this circuit, but just from what I've seen in league races in other leagues, and then I know the difficulty of this circuit just from the bit of practicing that or laps I've done before as a safety car is in this lap. I said that this race was going to be breeding, or this circuit was going to be breeding grounds for safety cars, and here we are on our lap 10, finishing our third safety car. I am hoping that there are no more for the rest of this race. Drivers, guys, please. Let's race. William is off. Commencing lap 11 of 25. R.K. Lawrence is trying to make his way around Trent, not able to do so, so he will be staying in fourth place. Looks like, I believe, Cash has had a bit of an incident where he has dropped, or not an incident, but a moment where he has dropped some places. So, I'm riding on board with Timmy as making his way past the Aston Martin driver of Nico John to go up into 9th place. Now riding on board with R.K. Lawrence, slotted in 4th place for the time being. So we'll go down to Davey. Looks like he does have quite a bit of speed in comparison to the Aston Martin driver of Nico John, making his way past to go up into 10th place. It's well done by the AlphaTauri driver of SSR Davey. Now riding on board with Lawrence. Williams sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:35.323. Now riding on board with R.K. Lawrence. He's trying to make his way past Trent, but just not able to do so at the moment. Still riding on board with R.K. Lawrence, currently in 4th place. Ahead of him is the Williams driver of Trent. And ahead of him is Thug Hughes, reserving for the McLaren team in this race. And then leading the race as it is right now is SSR William of the Alfa Romeo team. So a good performance in so far as this race has gone by for William in comparison to last week's race. But now riding on board with Thug Hughes, he is making his way past, but William is much later on the brakes and is able to take that first place position back. So now riding on board with Despy, will he make his way past as there's contact between the Aston Martin driver and Haas driver, as there are yellow flags. I believe it was for that contact. DRS is finally available, and Thug Hughes has made a mistake. So Thug Hughes has dropped down to 5th place. So it's DRS wide open for the McLaren driver. He has made his way past Trent to go back up into, as this is getting Very speedy and very close between these top 6 drivers at the moment. And we will see as Meow Slur K is able to stay in front of Trent so Meow Slur K in 5th place at the moment. But Trent is right on the rear of the Alfa Romeo driver, so we'll see what the Williams driver is able to do with Slipstream. As a bit of a squirrely moment for Meowslayer K. So it's DRS wide open for the Williams driver, as looks like Lawrence has made his way past William to go up into 1st place. So Timmy has made his way past Brill Docks to go up into 7th place, and then I believe I did see that Davey made his way past Nico John to go up into 10th as well. So we're right on board with Kaz Gaming. We'll see as going to yield for the time being and stay slotted in 12th position. We'll see if he's able to get a good exit out of this turn. There's going to be DRS for the Alpine driver, however, not deploying battery at the moment, so it looks like he is quite content with staying in 12th place for now. Ooh, as the Aston Martin driver has lost his front wing after losing traction through that turn and going into the wall. So that is going to be a pit stop for Nico John coming up. Ooh, so now riding on board with Meowslayer K. So Dusty makes his way past Nico John to go up into 12th place. So now riding on board with, we'll actually ride on board with Trent as he is closer to Meowslayer K. Not deploying any battery at the moment. I cannot see if Meow is himself. It doesn't look like any overtakes will be taking place before they get to that turn. However, it is Moist Talent making his way past Brill Docks to go up into 8th, but goes deep. Brill Docks going for the switchback and able to get the power down and make his way past Moist Talent to take that 8th position back. And both the Ferrari driver and the Red Bull driver low on the battery. And as it is right now, all of these drivers will be finishing with points, albeit as long as they complete the required amount of laps to be classified for the race. So Nico John and PPR Mike are into the pits. I know Nico John will be getting a new front wing, so is PPR Mike as well. So we are currently on lap 15 of 25. Looks like the racing has finally gotten underway, and it looks like William is not going to be getting DRS. Also low on the battery. DRS for Colin Edwards, making his way past William to go up into 2nd place. And with that DRS, that is going to aid Colin Edwards to be able to get within 1 second of Lawrence. As Nico John has left the session, I will try and get him back very quickly. So apologies for that. I just have to get Nico John back into the race. As what has happened here? I'm not sure if there was a battle that was going on. Meowslayer K is in 4th place as Brill Docks and Moist Towlet are going at it at the moment. As this is a lap later, yes, and they're still going at it. We'll see. So riding on board with Davey of the AlphaTauri team. Will he be able to get alongside? No, he will not. Will have to stay in 10th place for the time being. Now grab yellow flags in Sector 3. That may be Mike Hunt. And we have another safety car as Mike Hunt is out of this race. So we are currently on lap 16 of 25 on our fourth safety car for the race. Now let us see what these drivers will decide to do. I do not believe there will be any more safety cars for this race, as I believe 4 was the limit for last week's race around Australia, so it should be the same here, I suppose. I do believe that 4 is the limit for a race. So it looks like everybody is going to be coming into the pits. Nico John may stay out though, albeit he will still be in 13th place. But I do want to see if Nico John is actually going to go into the pits. So into the pits comes Nico John. As Despy actually, I believe Despy did pit, but he has 7-lap-old mediums. So it is new sauce for Nico John. So if Despy is listening to this stream, you have 7-lap-old medium tires. You may want to take those off. Or if you have confidence in your worn tire racing abilities, you can keep them on and stay in that 4th place position. See how you'll fare until the end of the race. But we are currently under safety car conditions. It is lap 17 of 25. So I'm just looking and seeing Trent and Despy have pitted. Oh yes, Despy was the one who had the 7-lap-old tires. So good to see that he pit onto a fresh set of softs, and Trent has pitted onto a fresh set of mediums, albeit he is now down in 13th place. So that is an interesting call. Hold on, let me see what place was Trent in. Yeah, so that is interesting. So Trent was running in 7th place on a fresh set of soft tires, according to the graphic. And now he has pit to put on a fresh set of mediums, but is now down in 13th place. So this is going to be interesting. We'll see what Trent is able to do. Now, there was two drivers who I said that I wanted to watch for based off of, I believe it was the second safety car. One of them was Twisted Jack, who is out of this race. I don't remember who the other driver was. I'm not sure if it was a Haas driver. It may have been, I'm not sure. It was Twisted Jack and someone else. But I guess all strategy is absolutely out of the window when you have this many safety cars, so it does not necessarily matter what happened or who was on what tire for that second safety car, as we are on safety car number 4. So Despy and Trent are into the pits. Trent has put on a new front wing. So not sure what happened to Trent, but he apparently needed a new front wing. So it's fresh softs for Despy and 1 lap old softs for Trent. And they will have to catch back up to the rest of the field, as the safety car should be coming in at the end of this lap, and then we will have 6 laps remaining after the drivers cross the start-finish line. So as it is right now, we have Lawrence in first place, Colin Edwards in second, William in third, Thug Hughes in fourth, Meow Slerte in fifth, Timmy in sixth, Davey in 7th, Moist Talent in 8th, Cash Gaming in 9th, Vril Docs in 10th, Nico John 11th, Despy in 12th, and Trent H in 13th place. Now we'll just look at the positions. So RK Lawrence has made up 13 positions from the start of this race. Colin Edwards has made up 2. William is down 2 as the safety car is in this lap. Thug Hughes down 1 position from the start. Meowsler Arcade down 3 from the start. Timmy, same position as he started the race. Davey up 2. Moist Howlett up 5. Cash down 1. Vrildox up 5. Nico John down 6. Despy up 4. And Trent down 3? Down 3? Trent? I don't remember Trent qualifying in 10th place, but nonetheless, Lawrence is away. Commencing lap 20. Only 6 laps remaining in this race. We'll see if Trent is able, as now riding on board with Caz Gaming, getting himself beside and now past Moist Talent to go up into 8th place. And we'll see Vril Docs getting a better exit than Moist Talent to go up into 9th place, getting his braking down. And you have Nico John also making his way past Moist Talent to go up into 10th place, and Trent making his way past as well to go up into 11th. So Moist Talent is falling down the field at the moment. So RK Lawrence has gotten himself a nearly 1 second advantage over Colin Edwards behind him. We're right on board with Trent, going side by side with Nico John. Might have slightly compromised him, but we will see what top speed this Williams car has, as it looks like it has quite a bit of top speed, as he wasn't even using the battery at that point. Here comes
Moist Towlet to make his way alongside Trent, but Trent is going to keep that 10th place position. So it is RK Lawrence setting the 134.105 for the fastest lap of the race, now riding on board with Doug Hughes. Was just making his way alongside Colin Edwards momentarily, however, is staying in 4th place. But that was a very good exit by the McLaren reserve. So let us see if he will be able to go later on the brakes. No, Colin Edwards has maybe gone too deep, but nope, gets a better exit in comparison to Thug Hughes. As we have yellow flags and Moist Towlet is out, and we have another safety car. I did not think that 5 safety cars was possible. And it seems as if the impossible has become possible in this race. So we will see who will make a pit stop. Let us see who is on what tire. I don't believe it would make sense for Lawrence to make a pit stop. However, no, it doesn't look like anybody's going to be making a pit stop. Some of these drivers who are on older soft tires, we'll see if they will make pit stops, but it does not look like it. All right, so we are on lap 23 of 25. Yeah, there has to be 2 racing laps remaining in the race, so there will be no more safety cars. Looks like both Aston Martin drivers have pit, so Nico John and Despy are on fresh, soft tires. Oh, yeah, we'll see. It might play into their advantage having such fresh tires for the end for these last 2 laps. All right, so have they said the safety car is coming in? Are we finishing the race under safety? Oh God! Okay, no, they must have made the announcement. I didn't see it. Here I was thinking they're gonna actually finish this race under safety car conditions, and I mean, at this rate. Oh my gosh. We are now riding on board with Meowsler K, currently in 5th place alongside Thug Hughes. Now riding on board with Timmy, he is alongside Meowsler K as... Ooh! Who is that? Colin Edwards has gone way wide. And that is going to drop him all the way down to last place. As contact is made with Kaj and Trent. And is there a pot? No. So luckily, not blocking Colin Edwards, he is able to make his way through. We'll ride on board with Nico John. He's pretty close to Vril Docks at the moment. And with the help of Slipstream, may be able... Oh, his teammate, actually, Despy, is approaching Vril Docks as well. So Nico John making his way past, Despy making his way past as well. And now Despy is using the Slipstream off of his own teammate to bring himself into 7th place. Vril Docks looked like he was going to be able to make a move, but just did not have the speed to do it. So, as I said, those as RK Lawrence sets the fastest lap of the race with 1:33.922. Those fresh softs. Doug Hughes is out! What has happened? Now, he is going to get classified as this is the final lap of the race, but I don't know. He was running in, I believe, the top 5. It will be very interesting. I don't know if any type of incident happened or he may just have lost control of the car. It'll be interesting to see if anything is potentially reported. But as I was saying, with the Aston Martin drivers having those fresh softs, it is playing to their advantage at the moment. And this will actually be interesting. Will Despy catch up to Davey in front of him? He is deploying the battery as it is right now. Maybe a slight slipstream that is helping him at the moment. Will he have enough straight to... Davey has no more battery. So, as we'll ride on board with RK Lawrence, he is going to win this race. Coming in first, William finishing in second, his teammate. Meowslayer K in third. Timmy finishing in fourth. We will see. Davey was passed by Despy. I said it. Would Despy be able to make his way past Davey? And he was able to beat him by 74 thousandths of a second. And there you have Trent finishing in 11th. So I mean, it is quite impressive to see a race that had 5 safety cars still have a decent amount of action, especially in those final 2 laps. And I would even probably say before the 5th safety car that there was some action that was taking place as well. So not a bad conclusion to the race, even though there were those 5 safety cars that did occur. So we'll run through the final finishing order for this race. It is RK Lawrence finishing in first place, making up 13 positions from the start of this race, also setting the fastest lap of the race. Well done by him. SSR William finishing in second place. We have Meow Slayer K finishing in third, so good finish for both Alfa Romeo drivers. Timmy finishing in fourth place. Well done for his second race in this league. Despy finishing in fifth place, making up 11 positions from the start of the race. SSR Davey of the AlphaTauri team finishing in 6th, Nico John finishing in 7th, Viraldox in 8th, Colin Edwards 9th, Cash Gaming 10th, Trent in 11th, and then you have Doug Hughes finishing in 12th, will be scoring points, so that is good. Moist Talent finishing 13th, Mike in 14th, Twisted Jack 15th, Korea 16th, Wolf 17th, and the Yuppie in 18th place. And I do believe, I think it was RK Lawrence that got driver of the day from the game. I do believe so. It was a Red Bull driver, so I do believe it was RK Lawrence. So well done by him for that. So that is going to conclude this race and this stream for Slipstream Racing, the Gold Tier, race number 2 around Las Vegas. If you would like to subscribe to this channel, this is just my commentary channel, so I just do the races for the Slipstream Racing Gold Tier. I will be doing that for the rest of the season, as there are 6 weeks remaining on the calendar. And then I believe next week is, I'm pretty sure it's Bahrain. Let me just check and make sure. Whoa, not there. Yes, so yeah, it is Bahrain. That will be the race taking place next Saturday. And then this upcoming Tuesday is the Platinum Tier, which will be racing around this same Las Vegas circuit, and I'll hopefully be looking for a better performance for myself, as I mean, it was my first league race since I believe the beginning of August this past Tuesday, so decent result, but I will be expecting a better performance from myself. So from myself, once again, we'll double up on that word, myself. For myself, Kema, I would like to thank you for tuning into this stream, and make sure that you join for the race this upcoming Saturday that will be taking place around the Bahrain circuit for this Gold Tier for race number 3. Thank you for tuning into this broadcast, and I would like to say, take care.